Hello folks and welcome back to Oxventure Presents Blades in the Dark. I'm Luke, the GM, and I'm joined today by Kasimir and by Lilith. Hello, how are you both doing, Kasimir and Lilith?
Alright, yeah.
Doing fine.
Nice, keeping the cards close to the chest. I like it. Right, Downtime. What have Lilith and Kasimir been up to since the last time we saw them? You get 2 downtime activities, do not forget.
I'd like to de-stress a little bit.
Sure.
I've only
Do you remember
got,
what your stress was before?
it was 3.
Oh yeah, okay.
So like, you know, just something so that I can push myself this time if I need to as well.
Yeah, sure.
So to de-stress, I love to go to the theatre.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, so, and I'd like it to be
Even the
slightly
last time
less
you got all
stressful
your-
than the opera, yeah.
When you got all your ribs smashed up.
watching, yeah. I think, yeah, I would like to try and
De-stress?
just de-stress.
Now,
yeah,
here's a
calm
thought.
down.
I don't mean anything in particular by this, but if you fancied some company at the theatre, I can help you adjust the result of your dice outcome up or down by 1 or 2, meaning you are far less likely to overindulge in the theatre and suffer some negative consequences. So if you don't mind me coming along and...
Seriously, I need it. It's good to have someone with me, talk about stuff during the interval, and then that means that I don't go and buy 5 ice creams. That'll be good, yeah.
Yeah, alright, that's fine, yeah.
All right.
I will be doing some maintenance on my leg, on the brace. I'll try and be quiet, but, you know, if it interrupts the performance, that's just the nature of my obligation, innit?
That's fine.
Okay.
I'll help you out.
Are you indulging vice as well here, Kasmir? Are you also
Yes,
de-stress?
please.
Yeah,
I would
cool.
like to indulge my obligation, which
Okay,
almost works.
so you visit a buffet of your vice, roll dice equal to your lowest attribute, so whatever that is for both of you, and clear stress equal to your highest die result, obviously with Kasimir's special treat modifications.
2.
So
2, okay.
knock that out by 1.
Lovely.
2 plus 1 is, as far as I'm aware, 3.
3. Yeah.
Yep, that's still true.
That's
I
lovely.
rolled a 6, which allows me to clear all 6 of my stress.
Beautiful.
Outstanding.
Very neat. Well done. You're both feeling incredibly relaxed. What did you? I mean, what a show this must have been.
It's got rave reviews. I thought,
Ample
let's go
leg
check
room.
it out. Yeah,
We also
yeah.
ate exactly the right amount of ice cream. Neither too much,
Yeah.
nor too little.
Yeah.
Exactly. Enough to feel satisfied, not enough to feel ripped off by high ice cream prices.
Exactly.
One more downtime activity each. How are you spending it?
I'd like to work towards healing my smashed up body. Level
course.
harm 1.
Of course. Yep. So yeah, get treatment to tick your healing clock.
Let's see how many. Come on. A 5.
A 5. How many pieces is that?
Got our vet friend.
Yeah. So I think it's just 1 dice, isn't it, for the vet? I think it was a tier
Yeah.
1. Yeah. 2 segments of your healing clock.
Yay.
Nicely done. What's your harm situation, Lilith? You're pretty knocked about, aren't you?
I'm just 1 harm. Level 1 harm.
Oh, right. Oh,
It's okay.
never mind then.
Because I landed on the dude.
Yeah.
So I wasn't level 2.
Well, yeah. You're feeling all right. Let's see if we can do something about that today. How about you, Kasimir?
Well, I've got a nice level 2 bit of cursed
course.
soul damage.
Because of the mark.
Because of the mark, yeah.
Yeah.
So I should probably do something about that.
Yeah.
So I'll go to the vet, say, listen,
Is
I
this
don't know
vet
what-
familiar with curse marks?
yeah. I assume giant goats get cursed all the time. So I walk in and I act like it's completely routine.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've got fleas or something. Be like, all right, doc, listen, bit of the old curse damage. You know what to do.
Yep. Could be.
I rolled a 2.
Oh, dear.
He does not know what to do at all.
That's 1 segment of your healing clock.
Brilliant.
hard to heal in this game.
Does he give me like a suppository in a bag of oats or something?
It's a worming tablet.
Oh, brilliant. Oh,
Yeah.
fantastic.
So
Yeah.
you have never been freer of worms, Kasimir.
Right.
But unfortunately...
My beard is so glossy now.
Yeah, exactly. And your nose is wet.
That's just the mist, mate. Bolus port, what can you do?
Okay, so you're relaxed, you've had a chance to heal up in body, if not in mind, because of the curse damage, and of course you are both reeling from the revelation that Edvard and Barnaby brought home, that Barnaby may indeed have a hitherto unknown family connection to the alchemical society. Wait, was it the Brightstone Society of Analytical Alchemistry?
Bizarre.
Exactly. Maybe they've got a cooler, better nickname that we'll learn today. So you're chilling out at Eleanor's house when there is a knock on the door. Kasimir. Specifically, it's someone asking for Kasimir.
I'm sat down with my leg up, so I'm just going to yell, "It's open!"
The door swings open. You recognise Kasimir. Unfortunately, you recognise Erin from the Billhooks, a gang with whom you have some previous affiliation, I believe.
I do, yeah. They were my old outfit before the injury.
Oh boy. Yeah, and you remember that Erin is a fairly senior member. She strides with her muddy boots into the sitting room where you are chilling out, and says, "Kasimir!"
Erin, my old friend. And I want to just quite casually sort of pick up my stick, sort of just like lay it across my lap. I feel like I've got the other leg crossed. And
Yeah.
just sort of like, just subtly point it at her in case I need to set off the hidden gun.
Sure.
Like, what, to what do I owe the pleasure?
How is the leg, mate?
Hurts when it rains.
And it always bloody rains, doesn't it?
It does, mate.
Listen, Kasimir, I'm not going to beat around the bush. You did us a disservice, didn't you? You remember? Hurt one of our own. One of what used to be your own. The Billhooks would like to extend the opportunity for you to make things right. We are a generous outfit. I know you would like to seize that opportunity with both hands.
Nothing, I am sure, would bring me greater pleasure, Erin.
Marvellous. Come by the old shop, noon tomorrow. And Erin turns and strides out the room, but before she goes, she turns and says, "Oh, bring the creepy one." Bump! Door slam. Erin is gone, leaving nothing but a ruined carpet, which Eleanor sees and shrieks at.
Yeah, I come down and I go, "Hey, I just hoovered that." I used Edvard made this new thing called a hoover, and
Yeah.
I was just.
Why does it keep screaming?
I don't know.
Why is it alive?
He needs to fix that.
Yeah, it ain't news that you use that, you know. I was trying to have a nap.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No, sorry, it's... I've just had a bit of a morning, which,
Oh, yeah.
well,
Well, who left these prints? Who was this? Who bothered you?
well, that's exactly it. Let's just say, you know how when I'm in my cups I like to make hints as to my mysterious dealings as part of a criminal gang in this city before?
Oh yeah, I like that. I think it's quite a cool thing that you do. Yeah.
Great. Well, the lid's about to come off on that. The proverbial cat has escaped the bag. I used to be a billock.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh my goodness, I can't believe I
You
didn't
see
that.
Lilith racking her brains trying to remember who the Billhooks are.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's obvious once you think about it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right, well, here's the thing. Just had an old and somewhat muddy acquaintance come in and say that I owe them one. Which, in fairness, I do.
Oh right.
So if I want to...
One
keep-
of what?
Well, that's just the thing. I'm not entirely sure, but I imagine it will be a stressful and possibly bloody favour. They've requested my presence, and also yours, tomorrow at noon.
Wait,
I don't know.
am I getting a reputation in this place? Did they see my performance at the opera? I hope not.
Well, perhaps they read the reviews.
Oh.
But either
no.
way, I'm in a spot of bother and I could really use your help, and I know you want if you help me out.
Of course, Kasmir. Of course.
Brilliant.
It's all right. Look, you know you can always ask me for help whenever.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, same guys. Yeah, don't worry.
It really meant a lot to me that you came with me to the theatre. I'm really glad we, had fun. It was nice.
In fairness, it was.
Yeah.
Just the right amount of ice cream.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It really was.
It sounds like you are engaged to head to the old shop at noon tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Kasmir, as you will well remember, the bill hooks operate out of a butcher's shop in a less salubrious part of town. So let's flash forward to noon the next day, where we find you waiting just outside said butcher shop. It's called Meat Xtra. And you are ushered through into a back room. The whole place looks kind of unhygienic. Also, it's kind of ostensibly a business, but it is just filled with people who are clearly members of a criminal organisation. Most of them sort of like the ones who aren't actively engaged in skullduggery are kind of like idly playing with butcher's knives or meat cleavers. They all wear aprons, butcher's aprons, that are sort of spattered with gore. As a point of pride, they don't wash those very often. And you're led through to the back room where Erin is waiting behind a table. In this room are long rows of hanging carcasses, goats, pigs, and other things that you can't identify because they've been hanging there a long time without their skin. And at the back wall is rows upon rows of cages full of furious barking death hounds. When they see you, Lilith, they all start barking furiously. But actually, when Kasmir walks in after you, they all quieten down. I guess maybe they remember you, Kasmir.
Aww.
Erin gestures for you to have a seat.
Erin, I'm glad to see the gang's dedication to getting tetanus every fortnight hasn't abated since I left.
Just had my jabs, Kasimir. She pulls open a drawer which is full of like brass syringes. Don't ask where we got these. Weren't legal, but we reckon it's the right kind of medicine.
Sure, yeah. You always were the brains of the outfit. Meat, etc. Brilliant.
Yeah, because there's meat and then there's meat, and often they both taste pretty all right.
Mm.
Yeah, I think all right is exactly how they taste.
Let me get straight down to business, shall I? Tell me, Kasmir, or you, what's your name?
You can call me Lilith.
Right, Lilith. You like ghosts and that? Have you ever been to BELLWEATHER Crematorium?
No.
Kasimir reels at the mention of the name. Why might that be, Kasimir?
It's just bleeding horrible. That's where the Death Wardens operate out of.
That's right.
Every dead in the city goes there to be disposed of in such a way that a ghost won't emerge from it.
That is absolutely true. This is, for those who've been following along with the gang's adventures, the source of Volasport's unique ability to have a loud bell ring in the vicinity of any murder, which is the signal that sends the Spirit Wardens and their team of trained crows hurrying to the location of the deceased to take the corpse away and dispose of it in a way that kills the ghost. It's Volasport's way of keeping the enormous ghost population and ghost problem somewhat under control, but needless to say, the Wardens themselves are absolutely terrifying, and nobody likes to talk about them, think about them, much less go to visit them. They all wear identical bronze masks with just like two small circles for an eyelid and a kind of like rectangular bar where the mouth would be, and they pride themselves on their secrecy and their anonymity. They don't use names in the organisation. One warden is as good as another, with the sole exception of their de facto leader, Baccaross, who still wears the mask and such, but sometimes gives lectures at the College of Immortal Studies at Volisport Academy. But beyond that, very little is known. For all you know, Baccaross could be more than one person. Again, the anonymity and the mask is pretty complete. Anyway, all of this flashes through your memories in a moment. Before Erin says,
Yeah, the Wardens. Bellwether. Listen. We achieved what many thought to be impossible. We put an agent in among the Wardens. We infiltrated them. It took a long time and a great deal of skill and no small measure of expense, but we did it. We wanted to find out what's going on up there. Maybe destabilise them. Baccaross is, well, I don't know if you've read or if you've heard. He's becoming weird and isolated. Unhinged, some say. Even for a warden. Anyway, we put an agent in. Her name is Terran. She was supposed to report every fortnight, and we haven't heard from her in a month. So she's now missed 2 check-ins. It's time for exfil. Please go to Bellwether Crematorium. Get our agent Terran out of there, please.
How can I put this? If you've not heard from her in a month, she's already been exfiltrated up the chimney.
Well, then I require proof that has happened, Kasimir. No loose ends.
She's seeing your hesitation. Erin calls over. Oi! Get her in here. You see the billhook who you previously mangled quite badly, Kasimir, kind of limping into a doorway and fixing you with a very steely grin. They're on crutches, and Erin just goes,
Need I remind you, Kasmir, we don't take kindly to this kind of thing. So, that's the favour we want from you. I'd say it's that, or all-out war. I genuinely don't care.
Okay, right, well, Kasimir, this sounds terrifying, but so does all-out war. I mean, if all-out war, we'll still have to deal with the Wardens.
Yeah. I'll be honest with you, Lilith, I don't think we can take them.
But do we have to take them?
No, we can play along on this one.
We'll find a way. We'll do it. Come on. We can do it.
Yeah. No, you're right. Let's do this.
Well, that was very heartwarming. What a pep talk. Listen, how long are you going to need to do this job?
As long as it takes.
Ha! No, really, how long?
How long can you give us?
Bear in mind, whatever you say, I will dramatically halve it.
A week.
4 weeks.
4 weeks. You have 24 hours.
Yeah, okay, right, yeah.
Again, you always were the brains behind the outfit, my friend. It's lovely to see you again.
Yep. Anyway, time for my booster. I'll leave you to it. Come back when the job is done.
and she pulls one of the brass syringes out the cupboard and just jams it into her thigh.
That's the stuff.
Can I idle over to, was it Terran? The one on crutches.
Terran is the agent who is.
the
Oh
agent.
no,
been
sorry,
taken.
Terran's the agent. The
I'm
one
not sure if we gave a name to the
the one that I mangled.
the one you mangled. Yeah. Oh no, we did. I think it was Ziggy, or I've got Ziggy in my notes. Ziggy.
Okay, yeah, I think it was Ziggy. If it's alright, I'd like to sidle up to Ziggy
Yeah.
and just sort of have a very quiet word, be like, listen, sorry about your legs, but in my experience, they're less mobile. I aren't really held on to for very long in the bill hooks. So if you want out at the end of all this, you just you drop me a line, alright?
Ziggy locks eyes with you, Kasimir, and imperceptibly nods, and then in a much showier way gives you a shove and says, "Get off! Get out of here!"
Alright, mate.
Idiots. Take them. and crutches away.
Right.
All right. So I'll give you a little bit of planning time. Obviously not too much, because bear in mind a lot of your planning can be done in flashback. In retrospect, but if you want to take some time to just figure out the outline of how you're going to get this favoured, go for it.
Okay.
I mean, how do you infiltrate Bellwether without being dead?
Kasmir, I'm going to reveal something to you, and I'd like you to keep it on the down low.
Right.
Okay, so you know that I'm here, like, for studies, right?
Yeah.
That's not the only reason I'm here.
Okay.
I'm also after a particular ghost because I am a ghost assassin. Okay, so I moved here because I'm after a particular person, because when they died, the wardens didn't get them.
Right.
And it's my job to finish the job. All other ghosts are fine to me. I'm actually very pro-ghost, but this particular ghost is not great. But it does mean that I might have a way in with the wardens.
That is fantastic. I have one question. Does this pay well? Because it seems like an extraordinary amount of work. Like killing a person, alright, guess a coin, they'll be in the river. Assassinating a ghost, please tell me you've at least got like dental or, like a lot of paid leave or something.
Well, my family, I come from quite a rich family, and
That's
that's
all right.
because we all do this.
Right.
I was born into it.
Right.
We try and keep the ghost world just as safe as the real world. Because it's all well and good murdering someone if they're then just going to torment the people on the other side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright. Well,
They don't do it for financial gain, Kasimir. They do it
Yeah.
because it makes them feel good.
I don't get it.
Oh my god.
Oh, I get it.
We'll edit that out.
No, we bloody won't. Right, well,
But basically, my family might be able to get me in as a kind of
intern?
family yeah, a little bit of a intern. Well, I'm studying at the university as well, so I'm there on a trip not just for my education but also for work. So yeah, internship would also
Alright.
we could do we could see if we could do a shadowing day and say
Yeah.
that you're interested in joining the profession
Yep.
as someone who made a lot of enemies with the bill hooks
Yep.
and who doesn't want to be bothered by them on the other side, or all that sort of stuff. But
Maybe
won't,
we should leave the bill hooks out of this. If they have caught a
Very
bill hook,
true. Very true.
it's a very good way of letting them know we're involved. I mean, I have made a lot of enemies across the city, full stop.
Yeah.
So we won't be
Yeah.
lying,
No.
unless it's a lie by omission to say that I've pissed off a lot of people in the bill hooks as well.
Yes. Yeah. No, it's fine. We're covering everything.
Alright.
Internship. I love it. All right, keep going.
Yeah. I'll go and talk to one of my lecturers and see if they can get us in as soon
Alright,
as
yeah.
possible.
Yeah, sounds horrible. Let's
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm very reluctant about this plan. Go
Excellent.
team.
Woo. Well, I'm not particularly excited about it either, but it's
Oh.
that or go in all
Oh,
Like,
100%.
ghost
I mean,
blazing.
my adrenal glands are working overtime.
Yeah.
So I'm not excited in a medical sense to do this. I'm just, of course, filled with a tremendous sense of dread and regret surrounding most of my life choices.
No, I get that. We've all been there. Yeah, I get
Was
that.
that a better pep talk? I'm not.
Yeah.
This has never been my strong suit, mate.
It was an honest talk, and I
Alright.
appreciate that.
Great. Okay.
Okay, so Lilith, you're going to the university and basically going to try and pull some strings, lean on your family's influence to try and get an internship with the Spirit Wardens up at BELLWEATHER Crematorium. I think the only thing that needs clarifying at this point is how exactly does Kasmir fit into this? Will he be rocking up to the crematorium with you? Is he going to try and get in by some other means? What is his cover, if there is a cover?
I mean, it'd be ideal if I just had my feet up at home, but it doesn't really seem fair to put the entire job on Lilith. It ain't necessarily the most intricate of plans, but what if yours truly just sort of camped out around, say, Crow's Foot until somebody inevitably got offed? Follow the crow, wait till the carriage turns up, hop on the back.
So I go in the front, you sneak in,
Yep.
and we meet up inside, perhaps.
With any luck, yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
I am going to be shaking in my boots.
That's all right. Well, basically, if anything goes bad for you, I can create a distraction, vice versa. I like it.
Excellent.
Cool. I feel like we're engagement roll ready. Load. What's everyone's load?
I've got to go normal. I'd love to go heavy, but I ain't getting on the back of a carriage with half the shop on my back.
I'm going to pull the student card and go heavy and pretend it's a bag full of books.
Like a big briefcase or something.
Well, no, like a big satchel kind of thing that I've got on my back.
Okay.
I'm here to learn.
All right, cool. Fair enough. That sounds good to me. What kind of plan is this? It's very much sounding like, well, there's maybe deception or stealth, lure, trick or manipulate, or trespass unseen. I guess it's a combination of both. Mm-hmm. It sounds more like deception to me, for which the detail required is the method of deception, and I think you've actually explained that pretty well. We've got Lilith going in under the guise of an internship. Meanwhile, Kasmir is going to hang around a particular seedy part of town where someone's bound to die, wait for it to happen, then when the crow appears and the wardens appear, sneak into the carriage with the corpse and gain entry that way. Okay, 1D for the sheer hell of it. Particularly bold or daring, always. Expose a vulnerability or hit them where they're weakest. No. Particular defenses or preparations. No, I don't. But no. So yeah, no. Neither 1+1 or -1 there. Can any friends or contacts provide aid?
Yes.
Yeah.
Let me hear how.
Well, I'm getting the internship, aren't I? I'm getting my
Okay.
family to...
Works for me. Cool. Any other elements to consider? No, I don't think so. The only thing that I want to say before we begin is that although you played it very cool, both of you, in front of the bill hooks, when the name Baccaross was mentioned, the de facto leader of the Wardens, both of you had to keep a very, very, very chill poker face on, because it was one of the names on the list that Edvard and Barnaby uncovered in Astor's safe. Okay, right, that's 3 die. Are we ready?
No, let's do this.
Yay! We've got a 2, a 3, a 4. Okay, so that is
Mediocre!
mediocre. Yeah, okay. Let's say this. We'll flash forward now. Here's what's happening. Lilith, you have just been led inside BELLWEATHER Crematorium. Although it's not on the outskirts of town, it's actually quite central. It stands apart from all the other buildings. It's like all the other architecture is trying to lean away from this place almost.
Yeah.
It's a huge, round stone and concrete building. It's kind of a weird mixture of Gothic and brutalist, possibly owing to the fact that the Wardens, although they deal in the spiritual and are in the business of dealing with ghosts and the afterlife, they actually approach it in an extremely scientific and technical way. Some of the most spectacular oscillatronic devices exist are used by the Wardens. If only you could get your hands on them. And you are being led in to the front door by the first Warden you meet, whose name you don't know. They have a long grey cloak and the bronze mask. You see at their hip sort of a long metal mace. All the Wardens carry an identical metal mace like this. The Warden has sort of leaned in uncomfortably close to you, Lilith, and just said, "Follow me."
Okay.
Just sort of kind of drifted into the building. You follow. The place inside, it's deeply creepy. It's dark, oscillatronically lit. There's no candlelight here, but it's like harsh light, and the light doesn't seem to extend very far. There are lots of weird, creepy shadows in every corner, it seems. The place is run with military efficiency, as you see when you walk in. Wardens move around as if they're on rails. Like, that's how clockwork the operation of this place is. You're an intern, right? So you've got the worst job. You are led right around to the back of the building, into the loading bay. This is where corpses are brought into the building. It kind of there's a big square door that faces out onto the street where carriages roll up and corpses are taken out for processing. And in this room there is a large conveyor belt that takes corpses up into a separate room. There's a sign above the conveyor belt that says prep. So you're in this room. You are led over to a carriage that has recently arrived. Inside it is stuffed with corpses, and the Warden gestures towards you as if to indicate start loading, intern, but first holds up a hand and says, "Your bag."
Again? It always happens. Alright. I'm
May I
sorry.
search it?
Yeah. Of course. And I allow him to search the bag.
Cool. The Warden opens the bag. Now, be honest, Lilith, is it just books in here?
There's a bunch of books, and then there's one or two books that actually have like hidden compartments.
Okay. The Warden starts picking up very, very, very methodically, places the bag down on a table, removes each individual book, places them in a neat row, starting from the left and moving to the right, picks up a book, turns it round, inspects every edge, flips through all of the pages. There is nothing in this book.
Okay.
Places it back down, moves on to the next book. At this point, let's jump to Kasmir and find out how Kasmir's doing. Okay, so Kasmir.
Yeah.
Your situation is this. You were so... Yeah, you hung around Crow's Foot. You witnessed a murder. There's no need to go into what kind of murder it was, but it wasn't a good one. It was not a good death. Sure enough, you heard the telltale bong in your vicinity. You've heard it a few times, and it's actually a little weird to hear it and not be sprinting in the opposite direction when you do. Before long, a crow begins to circle and comes down, sat on the corpse, like that. And then it's not very long again before the Wardens arrive with their wagon. As they open the back, they have prepared kind of a sort of rudimentary coffin. They sometimes do this in cases, like normally, as you've already seen, Lilith, they just bundle the bodies in. But if the body is like not easily bundled, they do have a sort of big
If it's just like in bits.
Yeah. They've got a big metal box, and they start just one way or another. Like almost all of the body gets into the box. Kasmir, you spot your opening, and you hop into that box, and you pull down the lid. And you are feeling very, very smug as the carriage rolls away, right up until the point where you just decide to test it, just to maybe refresh the air in here and find, oh, it's not budging. Okay, back to Lilith.
Okay, I go, look, I'll be honest with you, and I take one of the books with the hidden compartments, and I open it to reveal... within it is a spirit bottle, and I was like, look, this I should have checked with you. I'm so sorry. I should have checked with you. This was one that I contained myself earlier, and this is actually one flashback. I had this idea of I get them to like be really on my side if I got like the ghost of a really horrible person who had done awful things. That I could just be like, look, I've brought you this, put it into the contraption, here is a gift. I was like, I was hoping to show it to you later, and I'm really sorry. Like, I wanted it to be like a surprise, but I understand if this isn't the way to go about it. I'm dreadfully sorry. I can only apologise.
Sure. Catching a really scary spirit. Take 2 stress for the flashback, but
okay.
That's gonna be it. The warden having heard your explanation, holds up this bottle and like holds it up to the light. There's a sort of angry kind of swirling inside.
Highly irregular, and yet this is a soul that I will greatly enjoy destroying.
Mm-hmm.
You have my thanks.
And the warden sort of glides over to the to the conveyor belt and just very gently and carefully places it there, and off it goes, up for processing.
Marvellous.
Thank you. Thank you. I put everything away.
Your bag is given back. -1 load as well, I guess.
Okay.
But and your bag is returned to you. Jumping back to Kasmir, things are getting very stuffy inside this box. You're running out of air.
Okay.
But the good news is that the carriage appears to be slowing. There's a kind of gentle uphill incline. Obviously, you don't know where you are or how fast you've been going. What do you want to do?
Okay. Firstly, flashback.
Yep.
1 hour ago.
Okay.
All right, I'm good. I think... Oh, this is tricky. No, I'm going to have to do this. I'm going to tick 2 boxes of load.
Okay.
To give myself some demolition tools.
Cool.
So, what this normally is, you'll remember from the time before where I expertly placed some explosives and nothing went wrong?
Yes.
Basically, what we've got is like sort of a sapper's kit. So, it's a bunch of charges, but more importantly, there's like a little hand drill that allows me to basically make a cylinder into which I can insert a charge so that, say, we've got a pillar that needs blowing up or something like that. We can do that. What I would like to do with it is make some air holes, as if I am a beetle in a jar.
Yeah, no problem.
Thanks. All right.
I'd say, you've ticked the load. You've got the drill. You're just drilling the holes. Like that. Not only do you get some air, but you manage huge relief. But you do manage, pressing your eye to it, you actually are able to get a view out through the bars that kind of make up the back of this carriage, and you can see the kind of streets, going past as the carriage trundles along. Suddenly, the light starts to fade as like that, as you enter into what looks from your very tiny hole to be some kind of loading bay, past a series of large square doors, and you actually hear a voice You hear the people hop off the carriage. They go. You can see them out through the hole. They've got some kind of clipboard. Something is signed for receipt.
Nerds.
Yeah, exactly. They head off to the break room. You see a warden come up to the back of the carriage, go as if to lift your box, and then they pause for a minute. Are they looking at the holes? Have they seen you? And then they back up a moment and go,
Intern.
Lilith.
An opportunity for you to learn on the job. Take the corpse. Place it on the carrier.
Mm-hmm.
Do
Okay.
well.
Okay.
Do well. Do well.
I will. I will do my
Warden
best.
glides.
Thank you.
Warden glides away. Go off to another carriage. Starts hoisting corpses out.
Okay. So like, I open the box and go.
Yeah, you find Kasmir in a pool of gore, holding a little drill. He looks very much like he's just killed someone with a tiny drill.
Yeah, I'm already like, it's not what it looks like.
And I don't know what it looks like.
Is it bad?
I'm sure it'll wash out. It's fine. Okay, right. I think I'm going to put you on the conveyor belt and then just roll off, okay? When you get to a quiet bit, because there are some bits where it goes like behind the scenery, alright?
Yeah, but doesn't it end up at the furnace?
Yeah, I know, but roll off before the furnace, ideally.
Yes, I know before the furnace. I'm just saying that there's an inherent risk that I didn't anticipate.
Well, you got in a box of gore.
Yes, well, it was my only option, wasn't it?
Was it?
Get me on the belt.
Alright. I'll try. I'm being really careful of his leg. I kind of like
Intern.
hoik him out. Yes?
Your task is taking longer than the standard allotted corpse unloading time. Do you require assistance or additional training?
I'm okay. It's just my upper body strength. I'm going to
I
do
will
it.
assist you.
No, it's fine. I can do it. I've just got to, I've got to believe in myself and get the right stance. Make sure, bend the knees, not the back,
Self-belief has little input on physical strength, but I suppose you must learn these things for yourself.
Yes, I must.
Intern.
Yes, thank you. Alright. And I heave
Cool.
Kasmir carefully.
This
onto
box is super heavy because it's a big metal box and it's got a Kasimir in it, and by volume another person as well. So I think to get this onto the conveyor belt.
Oh, I'm trying to pull Kasimir out of it to put him on the conveyor.
Oh right, okay.
I'll just be like, there was a mix up. One of the bodies got put in here.
Oh, God.
Cool.
So that he's not in that.
Kasimir's going limp, and
Yeah.
you're just okay.
Yeah.
I thought you meant just roll out of the box or roll the box off the conveyor belt. So I was like, how am I supposed to do that?
I'm gonna be like, oh, there was a problem with the guys with the cart didn't do it right, so I'm pulling you out of the box first.
Great, lovely.
No problem.
And then onto the thing.
Lilith, you drag Kasimir up to the conveyor belt. To your left and right, Spirit Wardens are also doing the same thing, like coming back, like, piling corpses up onto this conveyor belt and then gliding off back to a carriage, coming back with another corpse. So this conveyor belt, you actually have to wait a little bit for there to be a spot. You never realise quite how many people are dying in Folisport. It's it's a real production line of death. But eventually a spot does come along and you sort of half shove, half roll Kasimir up onto this conveyor belt. Kasmir, you're kind of like lying there with your eyes closed, I suppose, but you can feel the kind of dunk, 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 dunk of the conveyor belt. And Lilith, you see Kasmir serenely carried away off round a little 90-degree bend and then up a slope that goes duk, 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 like that, and through a sort of narrow passage in the wall underneath the sign that I mentioned before. that says prep.
Get off before prep. Get off in the prep bit.
At this point, let's switch to Kasmir. You feel the conveyor belt sort of like pushes you off onto what feels like a metal table, perhaps risking opening an eye just a teensy bit. You see that on this large, long kind of metal table, this is where all of the corpses are being pushed. Wardens are stood all along this table, and they are taking the corpses. They basically pull them off. This is preparation for cremation, or what is called cremation by the Spirit Wardens, and it basically involves taking all the clothes off, getting any valuables off. They're offset to the cost of running the place. Any precious metals left on the corpses are melted down. They only take off like certain items of clothing, not necessarily anything. There are, let's say, 2 wardens in this room currently doing this job, but they are working very, very fast. With practice, they have little knives, and they go like that down a corpse's whole outfit, and then just kind of grab the clothes on one side and like that, kind of spin the bodies out. Clothes go like that. It's all automatically sorted. A magnet pulls out any valuables. That's the situation you're in.
Okay. Okay. I would like to... So hang on a minute, I'm off the conveyor belt and I'm just on a table now, aren't I?
Yep, you're on a table, you're kind of in a queue, a corpse queue.
Okay.
Yeah, but near the conveyor belt.
I'm going to roll off the table
Yep.
and hit the floor like I'm dead.
Alright.
The idea being sort of, I'm just like, whomp, face down.
Cool. Yeah, no need to roll for that. Yeah, you roll off like that and face plant on the floor. You hear an exasperated tutting from one of the wardens who glides over and seems and says something to the other. The conveyor belt is incredibly inefficient. I have told them many times a wider aperture would decrease the likelihood of corpse disim carrying by 30% or perhaps as much as 40%. And crouches down, Kasmir, going as if to pick you up, I suppose, and haul you back up.
Lovely. So, I'm kind of hoping that their plan is like to grab me by the arms and sort of, like when you pull someone up towards you and they kind of slump and then you fireman's lift them.
Yep.
As they start to bring me in, my plan is I don't need to take a box of load for it, thankfully, because I'm a spider, but I've got a vial of slumber essence.
Ooh.
And the plan is basically to just like punt, like just be like bloop, and just blum, 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 just feed them a bit of slumber essence, like massage their neck.
Yeah.
Night.
All right. Yep, great. I love it.
In fact, because I'm very willing to roll for this, obviously. What I would like to do is when they go down, just go down with them.
Okay.
And then I would like to basically go, this one is heavier than expected, but we're already behind schedule. I've got this. You keep working.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Let's do all that with one roll.
Okay. I'm going to try and roll prowl, because this is sneaky.
Sure.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Don't forget, as ever, you can push yourself, ask for those bargains, flashback, all the usual discounts.
I rolled a 5.
Cool, great.
I rolled 2 5s and a 3, so, like, meh. But I rolled a 5, basically.
Yes.
All right. Yeah. Yes, as the warden picks you up by the shoulders, you spin round quickly and quietly, whipping out your slumber essence and just basically pour it. You realise suddenly, like, oh, there isn't really an obvious mouth here, but there is like a slit where the mouth should be. So you kind of just jam it in there and a bit in the eye holes as well. And there's a momentary, but the slumber essence does its job, and the warden who held you crumples down, and you do the same thing. There should be a small complication with this, so let's say that when you do crumple to the floor, you end up under the warden who so you're just kind of you're a little bit pinned to the ground, but you get off the message to the other one. This one is a little heavier, etc., etc., etc.
Okay, flashback.
Yeah.
Yes.
In anticipation that I might need a quick costume change at some point during this particular score, I asked if Edvard could try out the prototype of the wonderful eye hook clothing retention system that he's been trying out so recently.
Sure.
So sort of stripes of that sort of down the sides of the trousers, so I can, just and similar sort of thing on the front. So the idea being obviously that I can disrobe with alarming speed.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Take 1 stress. This absolutely happened. Edvard was only too happy. Edvard did go back to the lab and then returned with the eye hook clothing retention technology, but it was so quick that you think he must have already had it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was as simple as him going to his wardrobe. Yeah. Okay. So you are head to toe in what we would colloquially call Velcro.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Brilliant.
No, I'm not though.
Okay. Yeah.
When we flashback, basically,
Yeah.
I would like to try and start a costume change whereby,
Cool.
obviously, the warden doesn't need to have any clothes on because I'm going to put them under the conveyor and hope that the body just gets missed.
Yep.
But no one knows what they look like, and I'm just going to try and pop up as a warden and sort of put the body back, but not such in a way that it's going to get cremated.
Yeah. Let's. I feel like we should roll for this again, but seeing as you've
100%.
already taken 1 stress, let's from a controlled position.
Okay.
This is going to plan so far, so yeah, just don't whiff it, I guess.
Hey, that's a crit!
Hey!
I rolled 2 6s on a prowl.
Yeah. Yeah, you just slowly rise up like that from the conveyor belt. The other warden kind of just looks over momentarily, but once they see that you're back there,
Commencing work, I shall increase my the speed of my operations within safe parameters to ensure quality in order to make up for the deficit.
marvelous, keep the parameters safe, the other one says and continues.
Yes, the parameters.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, so you are now, I guess, at work.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, great costume changing. It was a crit, right? So you absolutely
Yeah.
took that mace.
Oh, amazing! Great.
Yeah. As you kind of hitched it round your hip, you thought it was a little unusual, a little bit lo-fi for a group as notoriously tech savvy as the Wardens. But as you run your hand along it, in fact, almost as if you were kind of striking a match, you can feel a kind of static charge build up and a kind of faint crackling hum. You get the impression that were you to let your hand along this thing, it would burst into arcing blue electric mace coolness. That's just the impression you get, but it was a crit. Okay, Lilith, you are also, so now you're just both at work. Well done.
Yeah.
Cool.
Great.
Lilith, back to you.
Well, I'd like to turn to the wall as I'm putting another body
Yep.
on the conveyor belt. I'd like to say, well, would I be able to talk to any of the wardens in the different departments just to get an idea of the different opportunities that are available here if I wanted to join permanently?
Your enthusiasm for the role of Spirit Warden is admirable and commendable, young intern.
Oh, thank you.
Absolutely not. The boundaries of your internships are limited. Internship is limited to the loading bay. We Spirit Wardens, you understand, must keep our secrets. You have been loading corpses very fast. Keep this up for your entire 2-week internship, and I have no doubt you will be put onto our accelerated training course. You could find yourself within this sanctum of soul destruction within a month.
Great. Thank
I have
you.
spoken too long, an inefficient amount of time. I will return to my duties.
Okay. Okay. Well, like I just be like, I'm just gonna go take a bathroom break. If that's okay.
It is absolutely fine. You may take one today.
Great. Okay. So, which direction will I find them?
The way you came in, and off to the left. I'd say don't try any of the other doors, but they're all guarded, so it'll be fine.
Okay.
Cool. Yep.
Alright. I wander off and go and find the bathrooms and then just have a little peruse as I'm looking on the way. Just a little... Okay.
You don't know what that warden was on about when they said guarded, but actually you notice that all of the doors you pass have a little kind of brass plate next to them. It actually looks a little bit like a sort of metal lanyard that your instructor, supervisor, warden had round their neck, and that you've noticed quite a few of the wardens kind of also wearing. There isn't one of these little brass panels next to the bathroom, though. You can go in there freely. Such generosity.
Lovely. Okay. Well, I'd like to kind of just like have a little look at one of the brass things before I go, just in a kind of like taking studious way, like so that if anyone asks, I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, my curiosity got the better of me. I'll carry on to the bathroom.
You get the opportunity to deploy that excuse very quickly because this place is busy. The corridors are full. Spirit wardens are. As you're stood in the corridor looking at this thing, a warden sort of glides up behind you and goes, "Excuse me," and just taps their thing to this thing. There's a little sort of charge, like. And you hear a lock kind of disengage and a big cog spins round, and other things that make security passes seem more steampunky. And and the warden glides through the door. He's careful to close it behind them.
Yeah.
You get a glimpse into a corridor that curves away with several doors off it. You can even see some spiral staircases in there, and you can hear the sound of crows. How's that for a quick glimpse? But the door is shut again.
Okay, well, I'd like to head on to the bathroom and have a look around the bathroom for some vents, because I love a good vent.
There's a vent in the bathroom. I mean, they're not animals. There's a drainage system. There's a vent here.
I'm going to steer clear of the drainage system. I'm going to have a look.
Just giving you options.
Very stinky options.
We've done it before.
Yeah, we have. I'd like to avoid that this time, though. So I'm going to have a look, see if there's any like ceiling vents, wall vents, and just have a little looky.
Yeah, there's a vent in the wall of the bathroom. This is the bathroom. It has like 5 cubicles for privacy, a few sinks, and above the sinks there's no mirror because really what would the point be, but there's a vent.
I'd like to try and open and climb into the vent.
Alrighty. How are you doing that? How are you getting in? Let's say it's screwed shut.
Well, I would like to pull out from one of my books a small multi-tool that I have acquired to help me kind of sneak into places as I've joined the gang, and thought, hey, I thought this would be fun. I saw it at one of the markets and was like, that'll actually be quite useful. And I use that to open it up.
Nice. Tick the load off.
Tick a load off.
One box of load. How much does that leave you with? Is it one more?
I've got 4 load.
Oh, okay, cool. So you've got,
because I've got a heavy.
Oh,
I've
yeah,
still got my bag with me.
Of course, you went in heavy, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I mean, this isn't the kind of thing, only as little as a year ago, this isn't the kind of thing that you would have ever considered doing, Lilith, but actually now, with practiced ease, like that, yeah, you have that vent open, and you can climb inside. You ticked a box of load for it. Yeah, there's no need to roll for that. You're in a vent.
Hey.
Let's find out what you want to do in the vent.
I would just like to see if I can like hear voices, to try and like overhear conversations. Because I want to find this bill hook.
Yeah.
So and it's very difficult to work out who is who. So
yes, it is.
I can't ask outright because kind of showing my cards there. So yes, I'd like to have a little kind of clamber through and try and find like a staff room, a break room, or a manager's office or something like that.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, you I tell you what, you scamper across. You don't hear any voices, but actually within the vent, within the kind of like shaft that you're in, there are grills cut into the bottom at regular intervals for airflow. It's a vent. When you look through them, mostly you just see wardens going about their business industriously, moving these around. But you do, in fact, suddenly crawl under one you look down at. At first, you can't really tell what you're looking at because you can't make sense of it from this angle until you realise that actually you're looking top down on an absolutely enormous bell. The bell.
Oh my god.
And it's in a big circular stone room. It looks a bit older than the rest of the building. Maybe like they kind of built out around this point. And when you look down around the bell, there's a kind of railing. There are some wardens in here, and you can overhear. Well, let's see if you can overhear. Maybe make me a roll for any listening you want to do.
I'll go for study. Would be the one, I suppose. Oh, I got 2 and a 6.
A 2 and a 6, brilliant. Okay, so we take the 6, of course. You do hear 2 wardens talking to each other. It sounds like they are talking business. Basically, they're talking about work. You can see that. Again, it's a kind of brilliant, incredibly creepy fusion of the sort of mystical and the very high tech here, because you've got this large bell, and then kind of around the wall there's a map which you recognise as a map of Volisport. Dotted around the map are kind of like little points which are labelled like Relay 1, Relay 2, Relay 3, Relay 4, and on and on and on like that. Every so often, every kind of few seconds or so, a point on this map will just kind of be illuminated by a kind of grid of little oscillotronic lights that are kind of behind the map, just like that. And one of the wardens will go over to a machine, punch in some coordinates, and that message gets sent somewhere else. You don't really know where, but you can hear crows. And the bell, upon the punching of coordinates, the bell rings, but it doesn't make a sound to you. Yeah, that makes sense. It kind of goes like that. You can feel the air moving, you can hear the air moving, but the bell makes no sound. Super cool. You can hear them talking. Brightstone, got 2 in Brightstone. Looks like A56. And another one coming in. 2. Sorry, make that 2. Sorry, make that 3. Sorry, make that 4. 5. You know what? I'll tell you when it's done.
Oh god, big fight happening down at Brightstone.
There, that's 14 in Crowsfoot. I think that would be C37. Yes. Looking at the time, I believe it's our 30-second mandated recreational break time. Are there any conversational topics that you wish to bring up with me?
No, not especially. Are there any conversational topics you wish to bring up with me?
These are the 2 wardens talking to each other.
Well, yes, actually. I wanted to get your gut reaction on something. what do you think Baccaross is doing in the Progress Division? We haven't seen him in such a long time. He used to give talks. He used to explain efficiencies that he had unlocked. But he seems to spend all his time locked away in the Progress Division. What's he building in there? And why won't he come? Oh, so look at the time. Sorry, back to work.
Click, click, punch, 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 punch. Let's skip back to Kasmir.
All right.
Kasmir,
Yeah.
you're working. And you're doing a really good job.
Thank you. How many valuables have I pocketed for myself?
Yes.
For having the audacity to ask and to remember, let's say 1 coin's worth.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okie dokie. So, I would like, unless there is something about to happen to me, to enact a tiny slice of plan.
Let's do a tiny slice of plan.
Okay. Flashback.
Yes.
Last night. It's probably long after Lilith imagined she would be abed and asleep. But by sort of lamplight, I am running her through the series of symbols that may have changed since my exit from the gang, but were in common usage for billhooks to communicate with one another secretly. Yes. Because I want her to be able to read and understand them and write them, if needed. But my plan now is, in case our little agent is working on the conveyor belt, I would like to just sort of dip my finger in some blood and just scratch out a little message being like, exfil time, like billhook symbol, am in prep, bad leg, and then just let that just on the conveyor belt.
Okay, so let that. Yeah.
And hope it doesn't get burned off in 2 minutes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So to give a little bit more detail on the room that you're in, the conveyor belt brings in corpses. Those corpses are then taken off onto this table where they are prepped for cremation. The conveyor belt then sort of loops back around to the other side of this table where the prepped corpses can be put on, and they are carried away out of another into another room. There's a little label above this aperture that the prepped corpses, or bits of people are going up to, and that label says Crematorial Hall. You get the impression it is the business end of the whole building. It is where it all goes down. You scratch this. Take 1 stress, by the way, for the learning of the glyphs. But
very kind.
You scrawl this message in blood, and then just go back to work. Several minutes later, the door opens. The door between the room that you're in and the next room, the crematorial hall, and a warden glides in and looks at both of the wardens in the room.
I make sure to take a few steps.
Takes a look at the way that you are just slightly limping, Kasimir. Walks around behind the warden who isn't limping. Out comes the mace. It flares into life, and they round that and just up against the throat and start strangling this other spirit warden. What are you doing, Kasimir?
I'm just going to go, watch her.
Yep, cool.
Just going to watch it happen.
Yep. Yeah, that's a 6. Yeah, like that. The electricity to the throat is absolutely doing its job. That warden goes down. There's little coils of smoke coming out of the eye holes. Yeah, it's pretty grisly stuff. And that spirit warden goes, you have no idea how long I've been wanting to do that, and pulls off a mask to reveal a sort of scarred woman. She's got facial scars. She's got red hair pulled back in a tight ponytail. Erin sent you.
Yeah.
Why?
You won't report it in a month.
Oh, Well,
It's time to pull you out, I reckon.
but I've been leaving the message. They haven't been getting through?
No.
Oh,
Where you been leaving them?
where Erin said. On the
How you been leaving them?
It's a what did you say they were called, Kasimir? Glyphs, symbols.
Yeah. Just sort of, I just said symbols, I think, but glyphs works.
Symbols, yeah. Terran explains to you that the way of leaving symbols was basically a report is filed at the end of every fortnight with like how many like ghosts and corpses were destroyed in the crematorium. That's something that Terran has oversight on, and she was basically putting a coded message into that, and that basically then gets kind of sent to an admin office. They sort of read it over, but they don't really make any changes. It briefly goes across the desk of Baccaross, just so that he can sort of see how how the place is doing, how if numbers are where they should be, and then that is basically sent to the newspaper, and that is publicly, those numbers are public for transparency reasons, and that's how the bill hooks were getting their information. Basically, all they had to do was go out and buy a newspaper, and the coded message was in there. Terran says, I've been putting the code in just like always.
Well, if you've been putting it in and it's not been making it out, then I think you've been made. And if you've been made, you're in a lot of danger. I'm glad to see you're alive, but I believe that Erin was right. It's time to go.
We can't go yet. I need you to see something. I haven't got proof yet.
Why do they always say that they want you to see something? Alright, look. Pop your mask back on, let me tidy this one up, and then bring me on our way.
You have no idea how much this thing smells.
Do I have to put it back on?
Yes.
Obviously, I knew the answer. Fine.
I'm gonna just, like, whoop! Just close away, mask away on that warden. And again, I'm gonna tuck him up with the other one.
Oh, yeah, sure.
So they're like a lightly snoring pile.
Yeah, that's good.
Which just tessellate perfectly. Okay.
Yeah. And Terran just before she put the mask down, follow me, no sudden moves. Try and glide. Mask down. And leads you out of the room. Let's cut back to Lilith.
Okay, so I would like to, having heard this talk about the progress division, I'd like to continue my wanderings through the vents and try and find this division.
Okay. Yeah, you you do manage to wander through the vent a little way more, but it comes to an end. The room you look into now must be, I mean, it's so noisy with birds that this is clearly like the rookery. This is where the spiritually attuned, highly trained death crows that are the first ones on the scene when someone dies. This is where they're all kept. But this is the end of the vent. But looking down, you can see there are several routes out of here. One is labelled, well, they're just got arrows. One points like this way to loading bay, prep, crematorial hall, and there's one arrow pointing that way, progress division.
All right. Well, I'd like to try and double check that there's no wardens around.
Oh, there are wardens around. You don't need to double check. Yeah, they're tending to the birds. They're dispatching the birds out of a large kind of swinging, revolving door window thing. Yeah, it's like a constant in and out of crows here, going to and from bodies.
Okay, well, what I would like to do...
There are two wardens. Two wardens in there.
Two wardens. Yeah. Okay, so what I would like to do is open up my books again and find another spirit bottle that I've got hidden away. I don't have to tick a box for load because I can carry 2 spirit bottles as one load. And in this one is another kind of like ruffian ghost.
Right.
This one is a little bit more chill. but it's mischievous.
Yeah.
So I would like to open up the vent and just kind of like plop it down, like drop it down from the height. I'm
Just drop the
assuming I'm
bottle.
like right at the top.
Yeah. Yeah.
So just like to poof, so it goes poof, and then hopefully cause a commotion that I can then use to dash to the corridor.
Love it. Okay. Here's what happens when you drop the bottle.
Yes.
Oh, you ticked off the load. No need to roll
I-
for this. You're literally just dropping a bottle. That's
Yeah.
easy. Yeah, the bottle falls. It smashes. Tell me about the ruffian. Who was the ruffian in life?
So he's actually an old billhook. I thought would be quite apt.
Yep.
And I did tell him beforehand. I was like, we're going into a dangerous situation, but we're helping another billhook get out. So if you could, I need you to cause me a commotion. And like the thing is, I can't fully trust him, so that I chose one that wasn't too, he's not massively powerful, so he can be overwhelmed eventually, but he's very chaotic.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Okay.
His name's Kelvin. He's Chaotic Kelvin. It was his
Chaotic.
nickname.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Nice. Yeah, the bottle breaks, and the vengeful spirit of chaotic Kelvin kind of walls up in a flurry. The ghost still has a kind of translucent spectral meat cleaver, a kind of gigantic one. It's like which is wielded like a two-handed sword. This is a very, very frightening ghost, and when the wardens see it, they turn smoothly towards it. They look back at each other. They drop into a low crouch. They each pop out their maces, activate them like that, and they each very calmly start circling around towards the spirit.
Mm-hmm.
One of them says,
Containment breach. Sound the alarm.
the alarm, you spot, Lilith, is behind Chaotic Kelvin. So
Mm-hmm.
from your point of view, above you, Chaotic Kelvin is just below.
Yeah.
On one side of Chaotic Kelvin are the two wardens, and on the other, behind, you see on the wall is a switch that is very clearly a sort of panic button. The Chaotic Kelvin makes a kind of furious howling lunge for the Spirit Warden. The Spirit Warden just moves out the way of it, brings this mace down. It actually sort of makes contact with the ghost almost, and just like that. Kelvin hits the deck, and in a moment the Warden is kind of like stood over Kelvin, pressing down with the mace, and the other Warden sort of pulls out a vial of something kind of glowing and sort of electrically charged, whips off the top of that and just pours it. It's the oscillatronic goo that bodies are dissolved in, destroying their spirit. And Chaotic Kelvin just screams and just puffs. Yeah, Spirit Wardens ghosts are their business. They are so good at ghost busting. There's a kind of scorched mark where Chaotic Kelvin used to be, and they both sit there. One of them goes to get a little...
Never mind the alarm. Although we should probably fetch a supervisor. This incident should be logged.
There's a little scorch mark where Chaotic Kelvin used to be. So they're looking down at where Chaotic Kelvin used to be. They are distracted, but they have dispatched Chaotic Kelvin.
They ain't afraid of no ghosts.
No. Well, while they're busy looking, I'd like to kind of like sneak behind them. I'd like to drop down and sneak behind them and try and get down that corridor.
Cool.
Oh, no.
Let's make a roll for that.
Mildly traumatized. Okay.
Don't forget
So,
don't forget all of your usual tricks. Push yourself, devil's bargain, all that good stuff.
I'm a prowl. I've got 2 in prowl.
All right.
And then I've got a backup if it goes terribly.
Okay, cool.
Oh, I got a 6.
Oh, great. Yeah.
Oh,
Terrific.
The other one was a 1. So
Yeah. You drop down light as a feather, and sort of stand up. You're only a few inches behind the two wardens, and you're backing away. They're very distracted. Like, now that the danger has passed, like, this is their passion. One of them says,
It looks like a category C15.
No, I shouldn't think so. It looks more like a category C 14.4. Where's the codex? It's somewhere around here. They're having a conversation about this spirit. They're talking about whether or not they'll be rewarded for dispatching it and stuff, and you are able to just edge out and presumably through the door that points to research division. Sorry, progress division even. Yeah. I'll tell you what, you enter a corridor. Again, it's a long sort of utilitarian corridor, kind of lit with these electrical lights. And midway down it, it is a large, sort of imposing metal door that has research. That has progress division, kind of stamped in a brass plaque above it, and beneath that, strictly high level entry only. As you're kind of like scuttling your way down here, Lilith, you actually spot 2 more Spirit Wardens coming the other way. Although one of them seems to be limping a little.
I'm like, hello, I'm terribly sorry. I was trying to find the bathrooms and I took a wrong turn and this place is just such a maze.
I'm just going to reach out and sort of put a hand on the wrist of our Billhook friend. Be like, that's all right, intern. These halls seem to be a bit of a maze. You have found yourself at the Progress Division.
Yes, I heard there's exciting things happening in the Progress Division.
Yes.
With Baccaross.
Yes.
Very, very intrigued to see his methods.
Of course, his predecessor was Mr. Clancy, so this used to be known as Tom Clancy's division. But times change.
Yes.
The other Spirit Warden is kind of like looking, kind of like back and forth with the masked face, kind of between you two, and says, "Intern, you shouldn't be here. No one unmasked should be here. Really, you make yourself a target for unwanted attention."
That's a point.
Yeah. I'd like to have a look around actually in this corridor and see if there's any like just random closets, like cupboards, like storage rooms with any spare uniforms.
Make me a roll for it. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna do a little study. 2 1s.
Oh.
Okay.
You find 2 wardens kissing in a cupboard. Furious.
Yes, and the brass masks are just sort of like clinking against each other. It's a laundry room. Along the back of the wall are like loads of unused sort of Spirit Warden like outfits, but there's no getting past these 2. They are
I open it and they go.
Exactly.
Quietly close.
They're really going for it.
I don't think I could unsee that.
Yeah. You know what? It's not strictly in keeping with the wands, but I think it would be kind of funny if, as you close the door, Lilith, a moment later it opens and Spirit Warden pokes his head out to him.
Please don't tell anyone what you just saw.
If you give me a mask, I won't. And a nice cloak.
My mask?
Or any in there, just, it doesn't have to be yours. We
Yes,
can all
that's
get out
fine.
of this fine.
That's fine. And I'll tell Gregory to lock the bloody thing next time, like we discussed.
Yeah. The door slams shut again, opens a moment later, and a full Spirit Warden outfit goes like that, just out the door.
Thank
This
you.
place is so weird.
It doesn't have a mace. Let's say that. But
It's a bit smelly because it's not been washed yet.
it's not been been
Because
washed
I did
yet.
roll 2 1s.
There you go.
So,
That's
yeah.
the catastrophic failure we were looking for. It smells bad.
It smells bad, yeah. And you didn't get a mace. But how cute. Okay, yeah, you got yeah, all right. So you're all 3 of you disguised now if you want to be, and stood outside the doors to Progress Division.
Should we attempt to open the door?
Yeah, you push on the door. It does not move. Terran you can't really see the eye rolling, but it's there, and walks up and she uses her lanyard on a little brass plaque like that, and the door disengages.
Thank you.
Now, I don't know if Kasimir's explained to you, but we think that my presence here may indeed have gone a little bit more noticed than I thought it had.
Okay.
So, just be on your guard, all right? But
Okay.
yeah, but it's important that you see this.
All right.
Yeah. Terran leads you through into Progress Division. It's a kind of maze of corridors. This, but eventually you come to a large central space. And out onto a balcony that overlooks a large factory floor. Like at different stations, there are different alchemical and oscillatronic machines. It looks like it's an R&D department, basically. Like odd experiments are going on here. But the oddest thing of all is in the center of the room there is a carriage, much like the ones you saw in the loading bay. It is full of corpses, and moving in a line back and forth to these corpses are, well, they look like they weren't long corpses themselves, but they're sort of people, and they're kind of shambling, and they sort of shamble up to the pile of corpses. They go down, they pick up a body, and then they sort of walk backwards with it a little bit. Some of them make it a few steps and then just fall over and kind of lie on the floor, weakly wiggling their arms and legs.
This is so inefficient.
Mm-hmm. Some of them make it a bit further. Terran points down at them and says, "Hollows." You both know that hollows are bodies with no spirit, with no soul. Lilith, you're so used to dealing with spirits that don't have a body. This is kind of the inverse. This is a body that's had its spirit destroyed. It's extremely taboo, even in Volisport. Hollows are kind of husk-like beings with no free will of their own, their spirits having fled or been destroyed. Yeah, they tend to be sort of easily biddable, and as you're watching this rather gruesome scene play out, a spirit warden who glides a little faster than all the others down on the factory floor, kind of glides along and goes,
"Why is progress so slow? Why aren't they working faster? All of our research, why? I have dreams, I have goals. You don't seem to understand."
One of the other sort of spirit wardens who's at a station goes, "I'm so sorry, Baccaross. We are trying. But it's hard. The spirit having fled, the husk is hard to train. The hollow is hard to discipline. We've tried these collars. We've tried a sort of electrical whip to make them work faster. But one very promising avenue of investigation involves a sort of a brainwashing at the point of the soul dying. We think if we imbue the hollow with a simple instruction, then they will carry it out ad infinitum until their body literally rots away beneath them."
Yes, very good.
Says Baccaross.
A demonstration as soon as possible.
And Terran says,
"This is what I wanted to show you. Look, he's making hollows. He's using hollows. God knows what's for, but if he perfects it, he could do anything. A private army, anything, whatever you could do whatever you like. He's got an almost limitless supply of corpses. He knows exactly how to destroy a soul. We need to stop this."
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, I have a feeling they're not... I don't think he's just annoyed at spirits in the spirit world. I think he's annoyed at spirits in general, and I think he wants to wipe them out. And that I'm not even worried about there being an army. I think he just has a problem with the human spirit. He's not a happy man.
What if we knocked him out and took him?
Yeah, that's an option.
Terran, her face betrays no emotion, but her shoulders give a little... Yeah, shrug.
Yeah.
How many are in the room?
Oh, many. Yeah, let's say 10. They're kind of like stood around. It's a big room, and they're kind of like stood around like at different stations. Everybody is working really hard. Baccaross is the only one who's currently like close to the like line of hollows. He's kind of like looking at them, waving a hand in front of their faces, kind of poking them, jabbing them.
I want them able to feel. I want them able to feel pain and fear and rage. Then they will be useful to me. Not these sallow husks.
And he gives one a disparaging kick, and it falls over, and it's just like waving its arms around. It's messed up.
Yeah, I feel bad for them. But I don't know what I feel bad for, because there's nothing in them.
Yeah. I suppose you feel bad for the soul that got dissolved.
Yeah. So how many wardens are in the room?
10.
10?
10. You're up on a balcony overlooking
balcony.
the lot of them.
Where is Baccaross in respect to us?
He is below you, obviously, and kind of in front of you. Imagine you're in the middle of this long room. It kind of extends lengthways, left and right, out in either direction.
So is the balcony just around the edge, or is it like grating like across? So we like on a lighting rig kind of thing.
It's like an observation platform.
Lovely,
But
okay.
you know, you can fill in some of the details on this room if there's something that would be particularly useful to you.
It's not especially brightly lit.
No.
Welcome to the dark zone. Sorry, that's my last one. Oh no, wait, we gotta do some ghostly reconnaissance. Okay, that was my last one.
Oh, hang on, I just looked out the rainbow. There's looked out the window. 6 rainbows. 6 rainbows. What the heck?
Also in this R&D division, normally the place relies on crows, but they're also training hawks.
Ooh. Right.
Alright, well, listen. To all intents and purposes, right? We look like Death Wardens. Only we know that we're a splinter cell.
Yeah.
So, we've just got to isolate him.
Yeah.
Maybe just pretend that that there's a new development that he must come see. And that's when we hit him. And then that's where my planning runs out.
Okay.
It's been a long day, mate.
Yeah. No, it has.
I like this plan.
I think we approach him. I've also got a backup plan. Don't worry.
Great.
If it all goes, wrong.
Yep. All right.
All right. Okay, Terran. Do you wanna lead the way?
Not really.
Okay.
All right. Well, listen. You've been in here before. Where's a good place we can jump him?
Great question. All right, well, if we tell him that there's something important that he needs to see, basically what we need is an exit point. Options include the loading bay, but it's right on the other side of the building from here, and as you probably saw if that's the way you came in, it's busy. The other way out the building, and I don't know if you're going to like this, because it's high up, but have you been via the rookery?
Yeah. I passed through there.
It's
Saw
normally
some rather terrifying things in there.
Oh
But
yeah,
yeah.
there's terrifying things everywhere in here. Yeah, it's horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an option. I do have one more caveat to our escape plan. I didn't bring you in here just so that you could see and be appalled by what he's planning. If I'm going back to Erin, I need proof of these hollow thingies. Anything will do, just something small, something.
I mean, we could bring a hollow, but that's a lot to carry.
We need research documents or something.
Yeah.
There's got to be a report around here somewhere.
Odds are good.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Odds are good.
Alright.
I mean, you've got you're looking out at a bustling R&D division, and it seems like most of the room is devoted to this project, this grim project. There are sort of stacks of papers and oscillotronic printouts and stuff like that. Terran presents to you this option that the rookery is maybe a good place to exit the building. It's probably the nearest place that faces out onto the outside world, albeit it faces out near the top of the building. And the exit is the one that the crows take.
Well, that's probably our best bet. I don't really fancy going all the way back through the building.
Unless anyone's got a better plan.
No, I think that'll have to do.
We should just scoop up some material as well. If we hit the big man and take him away, someone's going to panic.
Yeah.
And someone's going to destroy all this.
Yeah.
Much as it pains me to say it, we've got to leave his operation intact.
If we get the right stuff, we will be destroying him.
Yeah. Just really fancy punching someone.
We can make that happen.
Well, look, no, it's alright. Look, once we're out of here, I can swing home via Crime Alley or punch someone. It'll be alright. It's just my back's up, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're all feeling a little bit emotional. Probably isn't the right word. Disturbed. Maybe by the day's events, and especially what you're seeing unfolding in front of you. Okay, how's this happening then?
Okay. We could just try straight up, just prowl about the place to try and scoop some things up because it's a bustling R&D and we're dressed properly.
Yeah, I think so.
If you've got some sort of explosive plan B, or
not explosive,
but a plan B.
A plan B.
That'd be great.
Right. You know what? I'll fill you in on it. Okay.
All right.
So I've been doing some studying, and I've been looking into the weather.
Right.
And if needs be, I can make it a little bit misty in here.
Ooh.
Get a nice fog going.
Yeah.
And we can run away under the cover of that fog, straight down to the rookery. Basically, we can have a little look around. If it all blows up in our face,
All right.
fog! And we can all run for it.
Perfect.
All right.
Let's go. Hang on a minute. It's been ages since I've been able to say this. Let's go have a butcher's.
Whee.
Little Bill Hook humour for you, know?
Yeah, I like that.
I don't miss that, gang.
You can't see Terran laughing, but you can see her sort of lean forward and the shoulders are going.
As much as I'm trying to play it cool, I'm also So I'd love to do some prowling. I'm happy to lead this as a group action if more prowling is desired.
Terrific. Yes,
Yeah.
let's do it.
Okay, great.
I've
Let's
got
make Terran an actual person at this point.
Okay.
Yeah.
With 2 dots in prowl, if that's
I
acceptable to you,
also
Kasimir.
have 2
Oh.
in prowl.
Well, so I have a skill called Foresight, which means 2 times per score I can assist a teammate without paying any stress.
Hey.
I have to tell you how I prepared for this.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're kind of doing it at the same time, so I kind of feel like I'm just you follow my lead. So we'll
Maybe,
be nodding each other down little.
How about,
pathways.
because you and Terran basically sort of trained in the same gang, perhaps you have established patterns, kind of fanning out.
Oh, lovely.
Distraction, kind of moving almost in step with each other. The Bill Hook way of doing a prowl.
Right, so all Lilith has to do is just follow our lead.
Exactly. Yeah.
Perfect. All right, so I'll burn both uses, so both get an extra die.
Nice.
So we're all rolling 3.
Yes. Okay.
3.
Ooh.
Terran rolled a 6.
Oh, that's good.
My highest is a 5.
My highest is a 4, so
All right. Well, you take Terran's result, I think.
yeah.
Great. Brilliant.
Nice.
Okay.
I don't take any stress.
Tremendous. Yeah, let's say that you all 3 of you, in perfect, awesome unison, just kind of look around nonchalantly and then just whoop, you all vault over the balcony wall and land on the sort of R&D floor below with your capes fluttering about you coolly. It's like a kind of Batman takedown kind of kind of landing, yeah. And you just sort of evenly just fan out and just move amongst. You're kind of like looking, kind of nodding. You're doing that thing where, like, if you want to get in somewhere you're not supposed to be, you just look like you're late, and no one will bother you. So you're just kind of heading out to the desks, I suppose. You find Kasmir. You find a small stack of papers which has diagrams of some apparatus for what you overheard being described. Something where, like, a hollow is brainwashed at the point of its spirit being destroyed. It looks a bit like a kind of Clockwork Orange, kind of like eye holding open head and shoulders apparatus. It's really grim. And at the top of the paper it says hollow brainwashing experiment 7B or something. It's proof. It's real good solid proof.
I would like to scoop that up, making a mental note to not show it to Edvard.
Oh my god, no, he must never be made. No.
I will give him the mace as a distraction technique at the end.
Oh, yeah.
Very, very smart. Yeah, you can scoop that up, still riding high off the high prowl. Right, you make a sort of secret signal over to Terran and Lilith, and there, that's it.
Did one of the crows get loose?
Yeah, and you, I suppose, just reconvene. You are now, all three of you, stood just close to Baccaross, who is holding up the arms of the hollows, and like kicking the tyres on a used car that you really don't like. That's
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Right, let's book it. Or as we used to say, you're going to love this. Let's hook it.
Oh, yeah, I get it. That's good. That's a good one. That's a classic. That's great. I like that. I note it down.
Baccaross turns around. He overhears this.
Yes. What do you want?
I believe, sir, looking at the notes on plan 8F, I believe if you use the 7B screwdriver, then you might get better results.
What? Which plan is that?
It's just over on that desk over there on the far side of the
Show
room.
me!
Okay.
I want results!
Yes.
All right.
This is a harsh punishment for making too many bill hook jokes, but
No, it seems just.
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, yes,
Well, you see, and I started, and so, like, I pick out my multi-tool.
be like, see, this is the 7B.
And I find one of these, like, a thing on the table to start fiddling with. And I'm like, oh my goodness. And I cast Tempest.
Yeah.
I'm like, my calculations! And, burst. I have to push myself, have to take 2 stress, as it's very stressful. I'm already very stressed, so 2 stress is fine.
Okay.
And fog just appears in the room. Just as I'm doing it, I kind of just look to the others and
Cool.
Run!
Yeah, so that's take one stress?
2 stress.
Take 2 stress, yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, suddenly the room is full of mist. Everything is a panicky confusion, and I assume you are booking it?
I am booking it.
Nice.
We're not.
Literally, as I'm running away, and I grab one of the book on the table, and I hit him on the back of the head on the way out.
Yeah.
Just in a, my calculations.
Yeah. I'm going to make a fortune roll for Baccaross.
Oh god, if he dies.
I go for a concussion.
He actually, yeah, he is knocked out weirdly easily and sort of, yeah, it's just like donk like that. You can take him with you if you want.
What I would love to do is just have a look at his mask, look under his mask, and see who it is.
Okay.
If it's anyone we would recognise.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. You whip the mask up. It is a middle-aged man, very, very sort of sallow, sunken cheeks. He's got an eye patch. Yeah, sort of very short, cropped, grey hair. You don't recognise him, but it's a distinctive face.
Perfect.
That you won't soon forget.
Okay.
I suppose.
Pop the lid back down.
Yep, cool.
Nice. Let's
Let's
leg
leg
it.
it. Yeah.
All right, yeah.
Jinx, no, I'll let you off the hook.
Okay, yeah. You sprint through the mist. You know where you're headed because you're heading for a particular point, and you knew where you were. And you head for a door. Terran knows the way, apart from anything, and she basically just leads you sprinting. You are the only one sprinting this way. Lots of other Spirit Wardens are kind of like responding to the panic and kind of like flowing down the corridor, the other way back from where you just came.
As they're coming towards us, I'm going, assistance, assistance, we need assistance, run, I shall fetch the others, assistance. I'm just trying to be like, we're running to get help.
Yeah, very good, very nice. Yeah.
Assistance.
You make your way to the rookery. You can like swing open the door. Are those two Spirit Wardens still there, or have they responded? They have responded. The room is empty, save for a whole load of crows and a big revolving door that the crows use to fly out.
Okay. Well, I would like to pull out one of my books again, and within it, unfurl a grappling hook, climbing gear.
Hook. Nice.
I've got like a nice big tome for that
Cool.
one, and a little hook that it goes. It's like, and then it goes ding when I push a little button.
Yes.
Because
Cool.
they're my favourite. And head towards the door and just have a little peek though, because I'm worried that it'll just go and then straight out. Like I'll go through the door and then halfway through be like, wah! So I'd like to peer at the revolving door first.
Yeah, that's fine. It's a sloping roof. You're in a kind of a clock tower thing. Bell tower really. I think people looking at this building would assume that this is actually where the bell is housed. But now you know that actually it's not really a traditional bell, and it's kind of down inside the bowels of the building. Yeah, so you have a clear line of sight down to the street here. There's just sort of sloping rooftops away from you. I reckon with one good dice roll, you could be out of here.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna finesse this and see if I can get us like a nice. I'm gonna lead the way and try and get like a nice rope path down for the other two.
Cool.
All right. Well, that was a 1 and that one fell off. That was a 2.
Okay.
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 Am I gonna get snatched up body harm too?
Are you going to get smashed up body harm too? I didn't think that would happen. Okay, no. Okay. You do actually make a good connection with the grappling hook. It goes. You secure it fast to the to the structure that you're on. Terran goes first, like that.
No. I was going first.
Oh, sorry. Yes.
I'm
sorry.
climbing down. Don't put other people. Don't
So
kill
here
other
comes the
people.
fail.
That's fine. Fine. Don't worry. Yeah. You rappel down. Kasmir, as you watch Lilith go, the mist. The tempest mist appears to have spilled out of the building and is now, you can see it's like starting to kind of coat like more and more of the surrounding city, and you see Lilith just sort of disappear into the mist. You follow her, and then Terran follows as well, and you find yourselves out on the street, kind of in the mist. You can't really tell where you're going, but the three of you are there. You're kind of got your backs to each other, and then just out of the mist emerges Spirit Warden, just weirdly close to you, and says,
Thought you'd get away, did you?
I don't know what you mean.
Show yourselves, intruders. Which one of you is the billhook?
What is a billhook?
Don't play dumb with me.
I am.
You. Ah! Yes! No facial hair is allowed in the Spirit Wardens. The proof, at last.
Can I ask, is this the only Spirit Warden?
This is the only Spirit Warden you can see.
I would like to cast Tempest again and call a bolt of lightning upon the Spirit Warden.
Oh!
Okay, yep.
Have I got time to tell him my real name?
Yeah, midway through.
That's alright, don't worry.
Yeah, you thought you were very clever. You thought you could hide from Baccaross, and you thought there was only one Baccaross, and then
the lightning streaks down.
Oh, I think there's more than one Baccaross.
Oh, wow.
Yep, and just like that explodes Baccaross. Number 2. I guess. Yeah. Well, you had to push yourself for that, so take 2 stress. But yeah, now you're stood in the misty streets. Baccaross number 2 is exploded violently.
Okay,
and
I'd like to pick up his mask and shove it in my bag.
Yeah. Oh, okay. All right. Neato.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. And you make good your getaway, and we will rejoin things back at the butcher shop, where Erin is congratulating you all on a job well done. Erin's saying to you, Kasimir,
I understand Terran tells me you acquired some proof of Baccaross's ill doings.
Yeah.
May I have it?
I feel like we could really use that.
Mm-hmm.
Can you, make a copy of it?
Well, I'll make you a deal.
Here we go.
I'll make you a copy, but you can't use it for the same thing that I want to use it for.
What do you want to use it for?
Blackmail.
Right, okay. Yeah.
I don't care if he's making half-dead weirdos in there. Sounds
Alright.
profitable. Sounds like the kind of thing you'd want kept secret.
Sure.
Right.
Right, no, but hang on. You're getting a copy, we're getting the original. If you're cutting us out in a blackmail game, that's a lot of coin. You can take a copy, we'll have the originals. That's my final offer. I ain't eaten all day, I will eat these documents right now.
Deal.
Great.
Erin shakes hands with you, Kasmir. Erin is many things, but a welcher on deals she is not.
Great, because she's got a tattoo now.
Oh!
Sod it.
Yeah, alright. So you're committing to not blackmail the Spirit Wardens.
Yeah.
And she's
committing to only having a copy.
Yeah,
why
she's
would I make that deal? That's rubbish.
She's committing to letting you have some proof, I suppose.
Rubbish.
Some proof to walk away with.
Can I take it back?
Yes, if you like.
I'm already really curse damaged. That actually,
all
I have to do is say no.
Yeah, fine. Yeah. It's a normal handshake.
Yeah, good.
Totally uncursy. Brilliant. All right, and that is going to do it, I think. You did brilliantly there. Well done, folks. Well done, Kasimir. Well done, Lilith. That is how you successfully exfiltrated Terran and found out WTF is going on in that
Bill Hooks,
crematorium.
baby.
Bill Hooks. Bill Hooks. Get it done. All right, thanks for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this, then check out A, Oxventure, which you probably already know about, but it's our D&D series, and B, Johnny Chiodini over on their own channel. Where can people find that, Johnny?
It's youtube.com/Johnny Chiodini. Couldn't be simpler. It could be if I had an easier surname.
Well, you don't want it to be too simple.
True.
People should have to work a little bit for it. So go work for it and go subscribe to Johnny. And we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.